Do you ever meet a friend for lunch just to tell them something important? And then as you're driving home, you're like, rats, I forgot the most important thing. Well, stick around. This is part 2 of the podcast we recorded yesterday because I forgot the most important thing. Welcome to 10-Minute Tech Tips, an HCTC podcast of topics that I think you just might like. I am your host, Kerry Sutton, and I'm part of the Community Relations and Marketing team here at HCTC. I welcome your comments, so please feel free to reach out to me at podcast@hctc.net or give me a call at 830-367-5333. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, I forgot the most important part in our podcast yesterday. Now, forgive me if this is your first podcast. If it is, thank you for listening. Welcome aboard. But I started a podcast yesterday where I talked about just some of the topics of streaming TV. Well, I left out the most important part. So if you haven't heard that, you may want to go back and listen to it, or you can listen to this first. Either way, but just know that this is kind of a 2-part series. Well, the number one thing that I forgot to mention is, what do you want to watch? Now that sounds, I guess that sounds silly. Some people will say, well, I'll watch whatever's on. No, my guess is once you get this going, someone in your family is going to say, hey, I want to watch this channel or I want to watch that channel. And you're going to find out that whatever service that you have doesn't have that channel. Let me do a case in point really quick. I'm on a website, which I always encourage you to do your research. Go to YouTube, just go to Google, look around, see what you can find. I'm on the website Sling, SLING.com. That is the streaming TV product from Dish Network. Dish being the satellite provider. I had Dish for many years. I'm a big fan of Dish. The Sling product looks very good as well too. I'm on their website looking at it right now. They probably have more, but right now their 2 kind of flagship products are a blue and an orange. Don't know if these are Florida Gator fans or, and forgive me for those listening that are not, but they have a blue and an orange, and they both cost the same amount of money. Now, when you first look at this, you may be thinking, what a silly marketing layout to have 2 products that cost the same amount and they're just different colors. However, if you look closer on the website, it said the blue says good for news and good for entertainment. The orange says good for sports and good for families. What exactly does that mean? Well, the blue, I'm looking at their channel lineup, and so most of these websites will show you a channel lineup of what they carry. I encourage you to go to look at that. So the blue has, I do see the news right up front. Center is Fox News, and then they've got Discovery Channel, which is huge for a lot of families. There's so much content on Discovery Channel, and then Travel Channel, and then there's MSNBC, Newsy, NBC, NBCSN. It looks like it's all news type stations with entertainment type pieces tossed in. And then the orange says sports and families. So right off the top, I see ESPN, and then ESPN2, ESPN3, and Motor Trend TV, the Stadium Channel. Some of these channels are on both packages, but it does look like that the majority of this really is it's big on sports. It says families as well too. I'm seeing some kids programs, and let's see, Disney is on here. Disney's on here somewhere. So make sure when you go to a website to sign up for it, look to see what package that they have. Another one that's really personal to me is that I grew up on the Weather Channel, not just watching somebody on weather, but the Weather Channel. Jim Cantore, all of his people, that's who I grew up on, and I love watching the Weather Channel. Don't know why. That's my thing. Well, I'm using YouTube TV at my home right now, it does not carry the Weather Channel. Not a big showstopper. You can see a lot of their shows on the internet. And so I'll go there and look around, and it's not a big deal. However, if it is a big deal, if somebody out there is like me, they're not going to be happy with the YouTube TV product. They're going to want to have something, the AT&T product, or they may want to have one of these Sling products. I'm looking through to see if they have the Weather Channel, and I don't see the Weather Channel on their stations either. So, this would not be something that you're going to want. So always make sure that what you want to see is actually on, or is actually carried by this service provider. A couple of years ago, I set somebody up in one of our small markets. I believe it was on Sling TV. I set them up, programmed their box, showed them how to use this. They set their credit card in. All the billing was set up. And then the wife asked, well, where is my favorite show? Apparently it was a religious show that she watches every Saturday morning. And she asked where that channel was. And I said, well, I'm sorry, these don't carry that channel. So after about 2 hours of setting all this up, I had to go back through and tear it all back down again and put it back the way it was, because we didn't do the homework up front to find out whether or not that channel was there. So always make sure that what you want to watch is going to be on the show that you carry. The last thing that I want to talk about is that most of us have a wireless phone. Us and our company here, we're AT&T users. However, I do have family members that are Verizon users, and I know some people that are T-Mobile. You may want to go to their website to find out, do they have specials or discounts for some of these products? It may seem kind of silly to go to your Verizon wireless provider and say, hey, I want a discount on my TV service, but that's what they have. So always check that out. Do your research. Try to find out who has the lowest price. One more thing that I should mention is that many of these will have a 7-day trial, sometimes as long as 2 weeks. So you can sign up, go look at it, go try it out, see how you like it. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, then you can shut it off and you can download someone else's service. So anyway, sorry for forgetting this yesterday, but my most important thing is find the content you want to watch and find out who provides that. So if we can be of any help to you, please let us know. As I mentioned, I'm Kerry Sutton, the host here for this program. You may reach me at podcast@hctc.net, or you can call our corporate office and ask for me at 830-367-5333. And thank you so much for joining us today. As always, our lawyers would like you to know the following information. This podcast should not be copied, distributed, published, or reproduced either in whole or in part without the express written consent of HCTC. Any inquiries relating to the podcast should be directed to the Manager of Community Relations at podcast@hctc. One final thing of note is that HCTC does not receive any compensation for any TV service that we talked about today. These are simply my opinions, and I use some of these for my personal use, and then we have some on hand that we will demonstrate to other users, all in the art of selling our fiber service. Give me a call if we can be of any assistance, and we'll talk to you next time.